Hey everybody, Dad just got finished upgrading the Cube Computer MidTower Deluxe from the Phenom 2 X4 965 Black Edition set up to the AMD FX 8-core 8120 CPU, and more or less I replaced the motherboard, and the graphics card also got upgraded. And let's go and have a look here. Here is the new motherboard. You can see it's an ASRock 890FX Deluxe 4, and it's really a Xoxide AM3 board, but it supports a bulldozer with a BIOS update, which I applied first thing. Had to use my 965 CPU to do that, but other than that, we're really moving along now. I also replaced that water block. The one that was in there used to be a Thermaltake that come out of a Thermaltake Big Water 735 kit, and that water block there performed so poorly. It was probably no better than air cooling, but this HeatKiller 3.0 LC is a whole different story. Just gonna pull up hardware monitor, and our stock bulldozer CPU at 3.1 gig is running at 20 degrees C. The coldest I got was 18 degrees C. Now I got my window open, so fresh air is coming in. It is 43 degrees outside, so that kind of explains why the temperatures are so cool. But with the same ambient temperature, same radiator, all that stuff, with the old water block and the 965, it would idle at about 36 to 38 degrees C, and it would max out at 52 degrees C, which, as you can see, with this big old radiator I got here, those temps were extremely high. Okay, and here's a look at that Thermaltake block itself. As you can see, it's really simplified. Take this bracket off, and that's all there is to it. And what's surprising is that it has more copper, and it's much heavier than the HeatKiller 3.0 block that's in the MidTower Deluxe. But yet this block here performs so poorly, it was ridiculous. You might as well just had a heat pipe cooler installed. I mean, it's got a good base and all. It's good heavy copper block, but the channel design inside of it is what really counts, and this in here doesn't really do a good job of transferring heat from the metal to the coolant. And the HeatKiller 3.0 has really small fans inside of it, kind of like what you used to see. Well, actually, you can, if you have a stock AMD heatsink from, let's say, a Phenom 2 965 or a bulldozer or something like that, you can have a look at the fans on that CPU core, and that's basically how the fans inside the HeatKiller look, except those are pure copper. And like I say, I just got this installed, so I don't have a maximum temperature just yet. I'm going to go ahead and update the Windows Experience Index. Of course, we upgraded the CPU and the graphics card too. So the graphics card that was in this computer was Radeon HD, ATI Radeon HD 3450 with only 256 megabytes of internal memory. The card that's in it now is a AMD Radeon HD 6750 with 1 gig of RAM. And of course, the system memory on the computer is 12 gigs of DDR3 1600. And of course, our CPU used to be a AMD Phenom 2 quad-core 965 Black Edition running at 3.8 gig. So let's go ahead and refresh our Windows Experience Index. This will take a minute or so, and let me get Task Manager up where I can show you the graph here. It's showing all 8 cores. You can see it was using one of the cores right then, and right now we're sitting at about 22-28% usage going around. Now our temp is around 30-something degrees. It shot up to max load there for a sec. It's doing a direct 3D9 ALU assessment. All that mess. And like I said, I just installed this block set. It'll take a little while for the Arctic Silver 5 thermal compound to get broke in. It takes a little while. Alright, we're near 100% load, 87, 90, 30. Well, it was at 87 to 90%, and as you saw, the temperatures didn't rise that much. I think we saw 31 degrees C, 32 degrees C. So this cooler here, this new water block is doing its job extremely well. Very satisfied with it. I seriously believe this CPU will easily overclock to 4 gig or higher. People are saying that they overclocked this CPU to 4 gig on the stock cooler. This thing will definitely reach the 4 gigahertz mark, if not higher, with this setup. And of course, the Windows 7, the experience index, it goes through Windows Media Code and it tunes it and does all this and all that. It takes a few minutes to get done. Okay, well, the experience index just got finished. Surprisingly enough, the CPU score did not change. But I had a look at the graphics. Went from 3.9 to a 6.9. That's incredible. And anyways, under the load that the Windows Experience Index tool loaded the CPU, the highest temperature we saw was 33 degrees C. So that's incredible. It's a whole lot better than the previous block that the system used. But anyways, machine's upgraded, and anyways, any questions or comments, feel free to ask.